name's Jonah Pernajat, and today I'm going to be talking about how the parts of a cell can be related to a bike shop. And I'm not talking about like your classic bike shop where they do basic repairs and sell you the bike. I'm more talking about the actual factory where they make the bikes. So the plasma membrane would kind of be like the walls of the building because both the walls and the plasma membrane prevent unwanted objects from coming in and out of the cell. The nucleus would be the owner of the building or the factory or the shop or whatever, because similar to the nucleus, the owner would have to know how to repair the bikes and basically how to like do most of the stuff or all the stuff they do there. And same thing goes on the nucleus. It contains all of basically the instructions for the cell. The cytoplasm would just be really the air that fills up the shop because, well, the cytoplasm fills up the cell and it makes sure that, like, it kind of, like, just fills it up so then it's not this tiny little shriveled ball. And same thing is with the air. It just is there. It just fills up the area in general. The next few organelles I'm going to be talking about consist of the rough yar, smooth yar, and ribosomes. So the rough yar would kind of be like a bicycle stand, and this is because bikes are normally built and they kind of get their parts all like put together on the bike stand. And the rough yar is where protein synthesis occurs, and those two just seem very similar to me. The smooth yar would basically be the paint sprayer, and this is kind of like the nice high quality paint that they put on the bike that doesn't really come off. It's kind of like those nice final touches. And the smooth yar kind of puts on those hormones and lipids, and I just kind of thought those are both kind of like a last touch, they're last touches, final touches. The ribosomes would kind of be the person that's building the bicycle, and this is because the person who builds the bicycle, well, builds it, and the ribosomes make the proteins. They're building proteins. So that's why I thought those two were similar. The next few organelles I'm going to be talking about are the Golgi body or Golgi apparatus, vesicles, mitochondria, and lysosome. So the Golgi bodies would kind of be like tools for a bike, and this is because to like modify or like add something new onto your bike, like a cage or like a water bottle holder or really anything, you need certain tools to do that. And the Golgi body kind of modifies certain molecules for the cell. Vesicles, on the other hand, would kind of be like a forklift because the forklift would be taking things from inside to outside of the building, outside to inside, and from one part to another. And so same thing with the vesicles. The vesicles take things from one part of the cell to another. They can take things from inside the cell and throw them outside the cell, or take things from outside and give it to other parts of the cell. The next part would be the mitochondria. And I'm going to be comparing this to a generator for the entire building. And I'm doing this comparison because the mitochondria is basically a generator for the cell because it takes sugar and it turns it into energy for all the other parts of the cell. And the generator would be powering the building. It wouldn't take sugar, but it would take something like fuel or something. Next up would be the lysosome, and this would kind of be like a giant garbage bin for the entire warehouse, and for like broken materials and all sorts of stuff. And it's kind of like the lysosome because the lysosome is basically what takes in like all of the waste material and all the garbage basically. And the last few organelles I'm going to be talking about will be chloroplast, vacuoles, the cell wall, and the cytoskeleton. And I'm also going to be talking about the final product for the cell and the final product for the building or the bike shop. So the chloroplast would kind of be like a huge solar panel for the building, and this is because both the chloroplast and the solar panels would both be taking the light from the sun and turning that into energy. The vacuoles would kind of be like parts bins for the people that work there, and basically just everyone in general. And this is because the vacuole kind of organizes and stores different things just like parts bins. Because in a parts bin, you would put maybe your tools, and then you would be putting your spare tires and wheels, and then in another one, you would be putting handlebars. So this is kind of why they're similar. The cell wall would be more like a security camera system, and this is because it gives the cell, or in this case the building, an extra layer of protection. And same thing goes for the cell. It gives an extra layer of protection basically and support. The cytoskeleton would be basically like support beams, and this is because the cytoskeleton is basically, well, support for the cell, and support beams would be keeping the building from completely collapsing. And finally, the final product would be a brand new, amazing bicycle. And for the cell, it would be proteins. This is why I think the organelles of a cell can be related to a bike shop.